representatives kung saan nagpa presscon po dito sa house. So, abang-abang po tayo kung ano pong updates dito. So, nandito tayo ngayon guys, no? Nag-aantay. So, like lang po natin. May 3 dots po dyan. Tapos, i-like po natin kasi naka-live tayo ngayon para kayo po makasagap kaagad ng balita. Okay? Abang tayo sa mga maiinit na balita. Ayan na. So, like, sino nandyan? Upo yan. Set up lang. Alright guys, so antay-antay lang natin yung ating live update dito sa Congress kung saan nagpa-presscon ang ating dito sa Congress. So bakit kaya? So antabay tayo. Wait lang natin. Like lang po. Salamat. And subscribe. Thank you so much. May 3 dot po dyan. Pwede nyong i-click tapos i-like. Okay? Kasi naka-live tayo. So antayin natin. Dito na po mga ibang media. So wait lang natin ang ating press conference dito sa House of Representatives dito sa Congress. Alright. So yan. Ang dami ng mga cameras dito. UNTV, ABS-CBN, PTV, House of Representatives, na camera. Marami pang iba. Okay. So hindi ko na ma-identify yung iba. So ito na pong iba guys. So yung congressman natin. Ayan.
Hi guys, good afternoon.
Yan na. Good afternoon.
Dami sa balita lalo.
Kain na kayo?
Ayan, antayin natin guys. Nandito na po mga congressman. Live na live tayo dito ngayon. So kayo po mauuna sa balita kung ano man to. Okay? Bakit kaya nagpa-presscon ang ating mga congress natin, mga kongresta. Ayan.
Daya mo.
So antayin natin guys. Grabe ito. Nagbabagang balita ito. Like natin. Yung may 3 dot po dyan sa taas. I-click nyo lang po yan. Tapos may mag-show up po na like. So i-like natin. So kayo po mauuna dito sa balita na to. So antabay lang natin kung bakit mga kongresta na to guys ay nagpa-live. Yan, ayan na.
First question from Bibigay ka sa bandera naman.
Bakit na ba rin? SDS, tanong ko lang po, I understand merong commitment si Senate President Subiri na tapusin niya yung RBH 6 within the first quarter ng taon. So, matutuloy pa kaya yun, boss? And kaya ba niya?
Well, how many times, di ba? Na sinabi, basta't nasa Malolos kami with the Speaker and Senator Ligarda and with
Senator Villar at the time na pinapakiusap, if you stop PI, which is wala naman kami ng PI, na they will embrace RB6 and they will pass that RB6 before March. So, ang worry ko lang na baka baka si Senator Biggs, hindi niya makukuha yung 3/4 votes. Baka wala silang 18 vote makukuha dito sa RB6. Yun lang ang worry ko. Yun lang ang iniisip ko. Kaya, ang sabi nila, there is a development yesterday, as I have said, na sinuspend na ng COMELEC ang pagtanggap ng mga signature. And I repeat, sinasabi nila, and few senators na tigilan niyo yung pirma. At yan, may development yesterday, suspend na nga. So yun ang sinasabi ko. They promised us with the speaker na ipasa nila yung RBG for months.
Sir, isa pa po, may violation ba dun sa sinasabi na pakipag-meet ni Speaker dun sa mga nagpupush ng People's Initiative?
Alam mo, lahat naman nakikipag-meet kay speaker eh. Alam mo, pag nakikipag-meet kay speaker, gusto picture taking, lahat naman kami, di ba? Yung mga bisita, lahat gusto makita si speaker, aakyat sa taas, ang daming tao. Sabi niya, SDS, pwede mo picture kay speaker. Ang daming humihingi ng tulong kay speaker. Di ba? Not only that, ang dami talagang various helps. Sapagkat alam natin, nakakatulong naman po si speaker.
So sir, walang meaning po yung mga pictures na nilabas? It doesn't mean anything?
Sa akin yung pictures, wala. Kasi yan, normally, ginagawa natin lahat yan. Grupo kami, picture kami. Pero not meaning to say, may pinag-uusapan tayo ito. Di ba?
If I may just add, I mean, let's not take things out of context. Let's remember that, as public servants, bahagi po talaga ng trabaho namin yun, tulad ng sinabi ni SDS, na lahat ng tao gusto kami kausapin, lahat ng sektor gusto kay Panayam, ang ating speaker, lahat ng mga grupo na ano man ang kanilang interest sa buhay o ng kanilang organisasyon, gusto makaharap ng speaker. And like any Filipino meeting, it always ends with a picture. So sa akin, it shouldn't be taken with malice. It had nothing to do with ill intent, and the photo was just used for propaganda and for political gain.
May I just share my perspective as an ordinary district representative. Questions have been thrown and doubts have been cast on the nature of the People's Initiative. The People's Initiative is something that stems organically from the people. And in my district, this has been the case. And I think I speak on behalf of the other districts in the country. As district representatives, we are in direct engagement with our constituents. And when people face us and tell us their problems, mataas ang presyo ng ilaw, mataas ang presyo ng tubig, ng pangunahing bilihin, may kakulangan ng trabaho. And we are in a privileged position to know that most of these problems can be resolved by more investors in our country. We try to put on our thinking caps and legislate and come up with measures. And you know what? If the problem stems in the Constitution, I mean, masama ba na supportahan namin yung initiative ng taong bayan na gusto nilang more information about People's Initiative? It is our duty. In fact, the People's Initiative is reflected in our Constitution. Article 17, Section 2 actually states that Congress shall provide means for the implementation of the exercise of this right. It is a constitutional mandate. Congress should provide for the implementation and the exercise of these rights. So, it hurts me na merong malicious interpretations, nagpa-picture lang kay speaker, nagpa-picture lang sa amin ng congressman. Kami nang kaagadan na initiate. Para naman kinu-question nyo yung kakayahan ng taong bayan na sila may gusto magkaroon ng pagbabago. This is not something new. Matagal na po, di po ba? Medyo Manix. Ilang kongreso na po lahat halos ng speaker pinag-usapan ng constitutional reform. Even in the former administration, the former president wanted the platform of constitutional reform. Di ba ang pinupush na federalism? So why are we acting all of a sudden that this is something new, this is something like a violation of the sacrosanct Constitution, when in fact many of the senators during their terms as congressmen were supportive of the idea of a constitutional reform. Change is something that is permanent in life, and we should be courageous enough to change what has to be changed to meet the changing times. So ako, People's Initiative to, malinis ang hangarin ng House of Representatives. And I also believe na maraming senador ang sumasang-ayon din sa constitutional reforms. In fact, to name a few, no? Pero hindi na ako magbabanggit. Alam nyo na sila, i-google nyo na lang. Ngayon, meron pa nga sila yung resolution of both houses, number 6. Oh, ganun na lang ba yun? Nasa papel? Let's walk the talk. Kaya ang daming usapan ngayon, meron tayong meron Senate investigation about the PI. Parakip pa. Tinigilan na nga ng COMELEC, sabi nga nun, tama na, o sige. Pag-usapan na lang natin, let's spend our efforts on discussing RBH 6. Ika nga, SP, Zubiri, and much to his credit, made a commitment to the House Speaker na tatrabahuin natin yan, both houses. Tapos, let's not waste time. So, ito lang masasabi ko sana, let's walk the talk. Kung seryoso kayo dyan sa RBH 6 na yan, pag-uusapan na natin, let's start the ball rolling. Huwag na natin pag-aksayahan itong panahon dyan sa ating Senate investigation. Kasi sinabi na ng COMELEC, tigilan na eh. So, magtrabaho na tayo. Let's walk the talk. Let's make it happen. And let's show the love to the Philippine people. There's nothing to fear about change. Kaya ako nga eh, nag-change din ako sa sarili kong buhay. Hindi naman lumubog ang langit. Ano po? So, ito Constitution, changing times. Gawa na natin ang paraan. Maraming problema ng taong bayan na maaring marisolba pag yung mga economic provisions na yan ay maamyendahan natin.
Yes, okay. Klaro po sa lahat. RBH 6, the final ng Senate, they want to amend the economic provisions of the Constitution, authored by no less than the Senate President, authored by 2 other senators. So, the senators themselves are telling this country, our fellow Filipinos, na kailangan amendahan ang ating 37-year-old Constitution. The House of Representatives also is in agreement that we have to update that 37-year-old Constitution. So, medyo nagugulan lang ako, bakit yung discussion papunta sa People's Initiative na parang gusto lang, bakbakan ng isang tao. Why don't we elevate the level of discussion? Sabi nyo, RBH 6, authored by the Senate President, to amend economic provision. Anong sabi ng House? Yes, we are with it. We are with you, our friends in the Senate, in amending the economic provisions of this 37-year-old Constitution. So bakit, simulan na natin yung discussion, bakit parang, ewan ko ba kung may political motive na to stonewall again, why don't we start the discussion on those economic provisions in the 37-year-old Constitution that has to be amended so we can help this country. Doon na po tayo dapat mag-debate, hindi yung sino nagpatawag, sino nagpapirme. No, People's Initiative probably would not have happened this year if all the former speakers, Speaker Belmonte, Speaker Bemot Alvarez, Speaker Velasco, sino pa, lahat ng mga speaker na dumaan, had their proposal to update the 1987 Constitution, been heard, their proposals discussed, debated, and passed. Ulitin ko ha, daming speaker dumaan. Ngayon, nandito na tayo, whether Constituent Assembly, natatandaan ako, second term ako congressman, Speaker Lord Velasco, RBH Number 2, Constituent Assembly voting separately. Transmit ng House of Representatives under Speaker Velasco. Sa Senate, anong nangyari? Wala. Nangyari. Ngayon, last year, ano sabi mo ko? Baka ayaw nila ng Constituent Assembly. Konkon natin. Binago. Last year, 302 authors. Constitutional Convention. Para wala ng senator, wala ng congressman, ang tao ang maghahalal ng kanilang konkon delegate. Last March pa, 302 authors. Strong stand from the House of Representatives transmitted to the Senate. 302 kami. Ito yung mas magandang proposal. Konkon na kasi wala kayong ginawa sa Constituent Assembly. Ano yan? January na. So you cannot blame people's groups who are already exasperated in waiting for the Senate and the House to come up with those very important updates to our Constitution. So, ako, ngayon, may appeal. Let's start the discussion on those economic provisions that has to be updated. Ngayon, if they fear, sabihin ko na, if their fear is the People's Initiative na hindi namin maintindihan, bakit sila natatakot sa People's Initiative? Kasi wala na yung Senate, pati yung mga congressman, tao na yon. There is only one sure way to stop that People's Initiative. And this I appeal to our friends in the Senate. You pass your RBH 6 and the House of Representatives will welcome it. You transmit it to us, we will welcome it with 2 open arms. Version nyo na. Kayo na bahala, magbalangkas, kung anong version gusto nyo, anong economic provision, you pass RBH 6, the People's Initiative will be dead in the water because everyone knows there can never be 2 initiatives in the span of 5 years. Unahan na natin. We will be with the Senate. Ipasa nyo, version nyo. Kayo na, a-adapt na namin. Well, no questions asked. Diba? Sabi ni Speaker, maski blood compact pa. Sige, mag-blood compact tayo. Baka iniisip nyo kung ano-ano yung mga guni-guni ninyo. Blood compact tayo, ipasa natin. Kasi kailangan ng Pilipinas yan eh. To amend the economic provisions, we need to update the 37-year-old Constitution. You transmit it to us, we hold a plebiscite. Paano pa magpe-plebiscito yung People's Initiative? Patay na siya. Diba? How do you stop that? Unahan natin. Hindi pwede 2 plebiscito in the span of 5 years. Ipasa ang Senate version, RBH 6, authored by the Senate President, the House of Representatives will adopt it. Sabi ni Speaker, blood compact pa. Para walang duda-duda na kung anong klaseng version pa. Version na nila, economic provision. So, by then, ang conclusion, patay yung People's Initiative. Unahan na natin. Magsama tayo, Senate and House, let us pass those amendments which our country badly needed.
Joe, I totally agree with you. No? Ang masasabi ko lang, pag pinasa po ng Senado ang RDH 6, I hope they do it with a sense of urgency. Pag nag-commit naman sila, sigurado naman tatrabahuhin sana nila. Hindi naman pwedeng sasabihin na po-commit po kami, pero uupuan namin and we will take our time. There are times that we have to work with a sense of urgency, and this is one of them. Our country needs reforms, and we should work with a sense of urgency. And definitely, we should not operate with the dynamics of fear. Irrational fear is never a valid motive to deal with our job dito sa legislation.
Okay, i-add ko lang, ano yung urgency? Everybody knows, in each administration, if you embark on this kind of proposal, amending the Constitution, yung second half pala na yun. Kasi lahat is thinking of another administration. Everybody is in the mindset, if we would want to make this happen and not get left behind for another 6 years, we have to do it now. Kailan po yung now? Feb, March, bakit? Magpapiling ng October eh. Lahat yan, busy na sa kampanya. Kung nabibisi na sa investigasyon, what more for their national campaign? They will be embarking already, going around. So ano pa yung timeline natin? So we have to do it now. You don't do it July August, September, because that is already the election fever, the election fever will be there already. So, we pass it now, active version na nga nila, hindi na kami makikipagdebate sa kanila, ano yung mga economic provision na pinopose ni Senate President, authored by the other senators, okay na, asan yun na. Gusto nyo, transmit na dito February, okay na kami. Para matapos na kasi medyo masakit yung mga akusasyon, whether may politika dyan, you want to perpetuate, or somebody wants to perpetuate himself in power, nandun po yung version namin. RBH6 namin, nandun po. Walang politika dun eh. It's an open record. They can check the records of the Senate. It's open. They can check even previous Congress, RBH number 2. Economic po yung lahat. Walang political. So, let us not mislead the Filipino people. No? Let us show to our country that we are one. Pass RBH6, everything else will be dead in the water.
Yeah, and can I just add, no? I just feel a little bit slighted by some of the comments of our dear colleagues in the Senate. Alam mo, siguro kalahati sa kanila, I could be wrong no, the specific number, used to be congressmen. And when they were congressmen, every speaker that ever sat in this August chamber fought for constitutional reform. They supported the position of the speaker when they were part of Congress. How come now, na senators na sila, all of a sudden, tumitenga yung constitutional reform? Nasa na yung position nila, nung congressman sila, bakit nagbago? Ilang attempts na po ito ng 19th Congress? 302 congressmen sent RBH 6 to them. But yung measure ni Senator Padilla, hindi man lang umangat sa committee level. So I'm trying to digest now, is Senate really sincere with changing, improving, and upgrading our Constitution? Because if they are, then they should have done it. And, you know, itong mga fierce talks about power and politics, wala to. Wala to. Kasi kung talagang sincero sila, at ito, hindi lang Congress na nagsabi nito. NEDA chief na nagsabi, we need economic reforms. DOF has stated, we need to lift restrictions. Even the foreign community group of investors, we need to improve the economic situation in our country by restricting foreign direct investments. What other evidence do we need? So now I think it's really up to the Senate to prove to the Filipino people that they are sincere and consistent with their position.
Meron pa because we...
Meron po last two questions na lang.
Yes, because we...
from Manila Bulletin.
Asensya po, kasi we have a committee on rules meeting.
Boss, ayun na lang po. Carlson from Manila Bulletin and Tina.
Sige, okay lang ba si yung mga deputy speaker maiwan?
Apo.
Okay. So I can attend mga committee on rules. Kaya naman nila eh. Alam naman nila yung stand ng house.
Sige po,
Okay.
sir. Thank you po, sir. Thank you, Madyo. Carlson from Manila Bulletin and Tina from
Hello po, good day po. This is for everyone. This has to be asked po, I think. Regarding Senator Amy's inquiry, you think it's simply meant to be a hatchet job against the Speaker? Yun po kaya talaga ang punto nito.
It's hard to read the good senators and candidates, but my personal opinion is that it is a waste of time. It's good and academic because the Comelec has already stated its position for the PI to stop. So I think we would rather, well, it would be better if the Senate focuses its time and attention doing RBH6 if they're really intent and sincere to push for constitutional reforms.
Yes, I would like to echo the sentiments of Congresswoman Geraldine. Yes, it's a circus. I mean, buti academic na eh. Nag-rule na yung Comelec kahapon, and bang, suspended na muna yung signatures. So technically, yung People's Initiative, wala na yun. So I mean, why have a hearing? Why don't we move forward already? When this has been set aside, let's move forward with the Senate bill, let's move forward with the House resolution, just so that we can push the discussion faster. Kasi another stumbling block na naman ito na ginawa ng Senate para umusad na naman yung discussion sa charter amendments. So I hope it's not a political strategy that they're employing to delay discussion on charter amendments, coming up with all sorts of reasons again to na di umano, kaya ganito, di umano, kaya ganyan. So sana sa akin, isipin na muna natin yung kalagayan ng ating bansa at pag-usapan natin yung talagang kinikailangan ng mamamayang Pilipino.
Tsaka kung napanood nyo, excuse me, kung napanood nyo yung start ng hearing, pinapakita lahat si Speaker, no? Alam mo, si Speaker palagi pinapakita, yung PI, pero sa totoo lang po, no? Kami pong mga congresspersons, during break, halos wala po dito sa bansa ang mga congressmen. Ako, like for example, tumating po ako December 13, ay January 13 na. Pero nalaman ko na lang po yung mga signature na talagang yung mga taong bayan sila mismo nakita. Number 2, yung may gastos yung gobyerno, wala po. Ako sa district ko, missing ko, and other districts, wala pong humingi ng pera, hindi kami nagbigay ng pera. Lalong-lalo na yung pera ng kapan, wala po kami binigay dyan. Kaya ang ano ko po dyan, tigilan na po yan. Ang tanong ko po, ano talaga ang gusto niyo? Mga senador, mahal ko po kayo, kami po mga congressman, kaya we are co-equal, ano po talaga gusto niyo? Gusto niyo ba ibasa yung RB 6 o hindi? Sabihin niyo lang po yung totoo para alam natin. Yung PI, naka-stop na po. Kaya kung pwede po, itigil na natin to, puro yung pamimili ng signature at pinag-discuss nila sa Senado. At ngayon, nandun si Congressman Marcoleta. Si Congressman Marcoleta, in-explain niya. During the time of Belmonte, si Speaker Belmonte, pumasa. During the time of Speaker Lord, pumasa. During the time of Speaker Romales now, pumasa. Ano nangyayari sa Senado? Dinidedma. Yan ang sinabi ni Congressman Marcoleta. Ano ba talaga gusto niyo? Kaya pag si Congressman Marcoleta ay nagsasalita, sinisegue nila yung issue. Dinadala nila sa mga nakatakip na mukha. Doon na binabato yung tanong. So ako po simple lang, ano ba talaga ang gusto niyo para matapos po tayo?
Actually, just to add to what SDS Dong mentioned, I was following the hearings in the morning, but when they started to control the discussions, when Congressman Dante Marcoleta and former Congressman Pino Garbin were explaining at pinuputol, hindi binibigyan ng pagkakataon matapos ng kanilang pinapaliwanag, ay sabi ko, tapos na. Wala na to, hindi na to para sa katotohanan. Iba lang inaabot itong hearing na ito.
Yes, JJ Suarez. Napapanood ko nga paano nakapatid. I really thought there was this thing about interchamber courtesy. Eh parang joke lang po to, no? Parang ang interchamber courtesy only exists pag election time at kailangan tayo mga congressional districts. Joke lang po yun, ano ho?
Pero ako nagpapasalamat kay P-Word kada dumating si Congressman Marcoleta doon. At least, nasabi niya yung side ng House of Representatives. Sige po.
So, ayun po, sana it's time to walk the talk. Yun ang pananawagan namin sa aming mga colleagues sa Senado. Walk the talk. Kung talagang nasimulo kayo dun sa constitutional reforms na nakasaad dun sa RBH 6. Kaya trabahuin na natin, huwag na tayo magkasya ng panahon. Make it happen.
Sir, doon po sa hearing ng mga pinanitang screen grabs, kung paano i-launch yung PI, how to gather signatures, can you please answer categorically kung meron nga po ba talagang utos from the House leadership, specifically from the Speaker, about PI?
None at all. None at all. I mean, like, personally, my family and I were out of the country. Latter part of December up until the first week of January. So, unang utos po sa amin. Tulad ng isinasalaysay di umano sa hearing na ginawa sa Senado. So, I think that's some make-believe story that they're trying to create. So, now of course, I'm speaking from my point of view.
DS Suarez that, and members of the press, that does not undermine the capacity of civic organizations to organize themselves and to unite for a certain cause. Eh kung pumasok lang kami sa eksena ng mga kongresista, ulitin ko, Article 17, Section 2 of the Constitution states, it is very explicit, the Congress shall provide means for the implementation and exercise of this right. But in the case of my district and in so many districts, we are perfectly aware of the nature of this exercise. As the name clearly indicates, it is a people's initiative. And we are aware that it has to be as organic as possible. It would defeat the purpose of this initiative. Kung kami makikialam, kami magpupush, kami magbabayad, hindi kami tama. Actually, marami mga nagtatanong sa amin, wala man ang pa-juice kayo dyan, o ano, nagtatanong, wala ba kayo dyan intention. Mas kung bakit ako magbibigay, hindi naman ako nag-initiate niyan. Let it come from the people, let it be as organic as possible, and let the people be heard. Yun lang naman ang aming punto de vista dyan. At sino ba naman kami para hindi pakinggan ang tinig ng aming mga constituents? I think this is also an exercise in humility. Kasi we, in Congress, 300 plus kami. We are in direct interaction, engagement with our constituents. We know the nitty-gritty of things. We listen, halos na daily, lahat, problema, tubig, kuryente, pang-graduation na anak, pang-uniform, lahat, lahat. We are not on ivory towers, trying to call the shots and determining the fate of the nation based on a privileged situation that we would want to perpetuate. Hindi po kami ganun. And definitely, we're not out there to eradicate the Senate as an institution. We respect the Senate, and we are part of Congress, both houses. It really saddens me to see na parang nagkakaroon ng division based on an issue na isa lang naman ang hangarin, which is constitutional reform. At huwag tayong, let us not demonize constitutional reform. This has been an issue that has been going on ad perpetuum and ad nauseam, and it's time to act on it. Yun naman po.
Ako naman, kung napanood nyo si Joey Salceda kanina sa Head Start, hindi naman siguro natipikon si Congressman Salceda kasi we are number 2. Yung ibang bansa, nagbukas na ng ekonomiya, tayo na lang ang nakasarado. Walang political, it's more on economic provisions. Kaya kung napanood nyo si Congressman Salceda kanina, medyo buntik na silang hindi naman nagaway. Yung boses ni Karen David, yung pinipilit, pero ito si Congressman Salceda, ang pinipilit niya kung paano tayo maging competitive in terms of economy. We need investors, nakabukas na yung iba, tayo nakasarado pa. So yun na po.
Hi, good afternoon po, Kongs. I understand may measure na dito yung COMELEC, pero may ask your action lang po sa naging statement kahapon ni SP Zubiri na nakausap din daw niya si President Marcos and he's set to appeal to the House of Representatives and other initiators of People's Initiative to stop the PI. Ano pong masasabi niyo rito? Kailangan pa po kaya ito? At may idea po ba kayo tungkol sa naging pag-uusap niyo?
Sino nagsabi? Spokesperson ng President?
Si SP.
Si SP. Okay, I think yung nature ng conversation, dapat ang Presidente mismo mag-approach sa House kung totoo nga yung sinasabi ni SP. I'm not going to doubt his credibility. But I think that's a conversation that went on between the two of them. And kung meron man papahiwatig ang Pangulo sa House, I'm sure paparating na diretso sa Speaker. Magkasama nga sila ngayon sa Vietnam eh. Hindi na itatawid yan sa pamamagitan ni SP Zubiri, with all due respect.
Kongs, hindi po ba yung nangyayari ito runs counter doon sa Bagong Pilipinas, nakaka-kick off lang po nung Sunday. So parang ano po yung masasabi ninyo na merong panawagan si Pangulo for officials na mag-unite through Bagong Pilipinas, pero ito nga po medyo may pagkakainitan po.
Alam mo, itong Pangulong ito, he ran on the platform of unity. And I see him working to maintain this unity. Ang laki ng pasyensya niya. Had these things happened in another administration, iba na ito ng boses na matagal pa earlier on. Pero still, he's hoping. And I feel that he's working to maintain this unity, which our country badly needs. Kami naman sa Kongreso at Senado, I think nagkakaisa tayo sa isang layunin eh. Constitutional reform, meron silang Article 6. Kami dito, meron na-associate kami dito sa People's Initiative. What's the point of discussion here? What's the point of dissent here? Wala naman dapat eh. So kaya nga, ulitin ko pananawagan Major Manix, Deputy Speaker Gonzales, at Deputy Speaker Suarez na focus na tayo doon sa RBH 6. Huwag na natin pahabain pa itong Senate investigations. What are you out to find out? Eh, tapos na yung usapan eh. Tapos na.
Just my reaction, and this is my personal reaction. I think it's the Senate should look at themselves in the mirror. For the past few weeks, the House has been quiet. We've respected their opinions and decisions, and some of their statements have been very hurtful for a lot of congressmen. Kaso lang nakita niyo naman kami mga congressmen, tinanggap po namin yun tahimik. Kaso lang hindi po namin, kaso lang aaminin po sa inyo, nasaktan po. Kunyari, nung sinabi po nung ilang senador na hindi nyo pwedeng ikumpara ang Senado sa Kongreso. Bakit hindi? Eh, parehas po tayong bumubuo ng Congress. We're co-equal legislative branch. Just because ba they're elected national, mas mataas na sila kaysa sa amin. Minamaliit kami kasi distrito lang daw ang
Congress.
tinatayuan namin at nire-represent namin. At yung mga party list, sobrang litaw ng boto, hindi pwede kumpara sa kanila. Pagmamaliit yun. At saka talaga, medyo nasaktan po ako. This is ko party list, ako district. But of course, I'm not limiting my job and my responsibilities to my local affairs only. I look at myself as a national elected official whose scope is also the entire Philippines, not just my district. Yes, I may focus 70% of my attention to my district, but also a lot of my attention pertains to what is relevant to the country. So please, I mean, my dear senators, huwag niyo kami mahal-malitin. Nakakasakit po yun. At saka yung mga ganong statements, sinasabi mo lang po, that is what creates divisiveness. That is what creates discord. And that goes against the very nature of Bagong Pilipinas na ipinaglalaban ng ating Pangulo na magkaisa at magtulungan. Di ba? Kaya nga, sabi ko sa inyo, let the senators look themselves in the mirror. You know, let's not talk about what's trending in social media. Let's have the hard discussions. Let's have the difficult conversations. Let's push for charter amendments. And let's move this country forward.
Alam mo, ako, sasabi ko lang,
Ako may tatanong na ako sa iyo, FTX.
Ayun.
Pwede ba akong magtanong sa FTX?
Pwede.
Gusto niyo yung Senado? Masarap ang buhay.
Alam mo, bakit hindi itong konstitusyon na to, 1987 konstitusyon. Parang talaga sila ang, enjoy sila. Tignan mo comparative. Kung narinig niyo si Congressman Ace Barbers kahapon, ang mga from Congressman Governor down the line, 3 years lang kami. 2 eleksyon, 3 termino. Kami ang santungan ng bayan, ng mga tao. Pag may problema, kalamidad, kami ang malapit na malalapitan. Tignan mo yung mga senador. Ang senador ay may 6 na taon sa isang termino. Tapos, meron pa silang re-election na isang termino. Bali, 12 taon. Kaya po masarap, di ba? Bakit hindi masarap? Kung halimbawa midterm ka, may eleksyon ng nasyonal, presidente at vice president, you can run for vice president or president. Kung matatalo ka, pwede kang maging senador ulit. Di ba? Parang nakikita ko po dito, parang hindi fair. Pero hindi po namin na-question yun. Ang gusto po namin, dahil nasa batas naman po yun. Kapag natapos yung 12 years nila, magpapahinga lang po sila for 3 years and then we will go back. Kami po, 3 years, magpapahinga kami ng 3 taon. Pero anong sinabi ni Monsod, Commissioner Monsod, kailangan, during our hearing, kailangan yung senador, pag natapos yung 12 years nila, kailangan magpahinga sila 6 years. Pero nagpapahinga lang po sila 3 years. Kaya siguro, kaya nung naiisip nila, wala nang plastikan dito. Wala nang plastikan dito. Yung abolition, mawawala yung Senado. Kung narinig niyo po ako, guni-guni niyo lang po yun. Wala po sa isip namin yun. Wala sa isip ni Speaker yun. Wala sa isip na mga congressman yun. Ang masasabi ko lang po, 24 senators. Pag may sakuna, opo, pumunta po kayo. Maraming salamat po. Tutulong kayo sa amin. Pero mga congressman po, kami po ang first line of defense. Kaya hindi po namin yun kinu-question, nasa batas kami. Yun po ang pwede kong masabi sa inyo. Kaya wag po kayo mag-alala. Hindi naman po mawawala yung Senado. 6 na taon kayo, may re-election kayo, another 6 years. Kami, may 3 years. Pagkatapos ng term namin, 3 taon na magpapahinga. Kayo, tapos yung term nyo, 3 taon lang kayo magpapahinga. Supposedly, 6 na taon po kayo magpapahinga. Kaibigan natin sa Senado. So yun po, nasagot ko ba yung tanong mo?
Actually, I think Congressman Tong, answered my question completely. It's the reality. Right? Tama naman si SD. Ako, kasi yun din yung contention ko eh. Dinadivert nila yung attention na perpetuating power, may political intention to. Babalik ko rin naman sa kanila. Baka, kaya ayaw ninyo, kasi yung politika ninyo, nangangamba kayo, natatakot din kayo, kasi masarap.
Yes,
So, sa akin, kaya nga, inilaman na namin sa resolution namin, economic provisions ang ating pag-uusapan at wala nang iba. Dahil, pag gumanda ang ekonomiya, taong bayan ang makikinabang. Yun ang amin. Ano pa ba ang gusto ng Senate? Pinirmahan na nga namin, nakalagdahan na kami doon, binigay na namin sa kanila. Gamitin na po nila yun para ayusin na po natin yung ating economic situation by lifting restrictions.
Yes, Suarez. Sangayon din ako sa inyo. It's a sentiment that's shared by so many congressmen and congresswomen. Masakit kapag malinis ang nangangarin mo. Pero pinaghihinalaan ka o pinaparatahan ka ng kahit judgmental much. Hindi naman dapat ganun. Hindi lang naman kayo ang nagmamahal sa bayan. Hindi ko kayo, Senator, kami hamak ng congressman lamang. Ganun mo ang iisipin. Walang ganun yan. Galangan lang po tayo. Nobody has an exclusive hold or a monopoly of love of country and respect for the Constitution. When you want to improve or level up the Constitution, that doesn't mean you don't love the Constitution. We love the Constitution too.
Ako naman ang magtanong sa'yo kung JJ. Ikaw ba, nabasa mo yung Constitution? Meron bang nakasada na lower house at upper house? Wala. Walang nakasada na lower house.
Correct.
Meaning to say, parehas lang tayo.
Wala pa lang top.
Baka sasabihin natin lower house at saka is lower house. Baka, hindi ko alam. Pero wala akong nasabing gano'n.
Slower.
Pero sa top upper, walang lower at saka upper house.
Ito, dahil nabanggit yung slower. Kanina, may isang senador nag-interview. Tinanong siya tungkol sa RBH 6, anong timetable? Sabi niya, baka isang taon. Diyos ko po, Rudy. Isang taon pa. Do you understand, my dear friends in media, baka isang taon pa. Number 8 na tayo sa kahulihan, ha? In Southeast Asia. Number 2 tayo sa baba. I mean, what do you want to do with our country? Right? Are we gonna focus on what's trending in social media, in Facebook, in Twitter, and in YouTube and Instagram? Or are we gonna talk about the real issues that we need to talk about as public servants? Diba? So I think, I just want to, of course, react to what SDS Long said.
Ako naman
Maski
yung tanong
senator
para
sila at congressman kami, pare-parehas lang naman. Huwag naman yung kami sasabihan na nationally elected kami, distrito lang kayo, parties lang kayo, mas maraming boto namin kaysa sa inyo, apples and oranges. Excuse me bakit pagdating ng kampanyahan, sa amin naman kayo lumalapit at nasa mo, pagkatalo na kayo.
Wala na.
Iba na ang levels natin. Pare-parehas lang tayong Pilipino. Pare-parehas lang tayong anak ng Diyos. Diba? Dapat, respetuhan din tayo sa isa't isa.
Yes, sorry. May question naman ako para sa inyo. Okay. Ms. Suarez, do you think may kapasidad naman ng ating mga senador para i-discuss ang RBH 6 at aprobahan na kung gugustuhin nila with a sense of urgency na hindi naman tatagal na isang taon? Palagay mo may kakayahan sila.
Pwede ko ba sagutin yung tanong mo, Geraldine? Alam mo, sa 24 senators, believe ako talaga. Kahit nanonood po sila, believe ako kay Robin Hood Padilla. Isipin mo, favor siya sa economic provision basta CONAS. Favor siya sa economic provision. At siya lang ang senador nag-file ng resolution ng federalism. Meaning to say, broad-minded si Senator Robin Hood Padilla. Kaya minsan tinawagan niya ako, kasi ako ang author ng RBH number 1, tinawagan niya ako. Ang sa kanya, federalism, yung akin federalism. Pero ang problema, maraming dumidepensa, maraming gumukuha. Hindi kami natuloy. So, I salute you, Senator Robin Hood Padilla. Thank you.
Paano po yung iba?
So yung tanong po ninyo, address sa akin, Congresswoman Geraldine, do I think they can? Well, it's something that I pray for every day. It's something that I pray for every day. That they sana they see the light. And there's a will, there's a way.
Are there any other questions from the media?
Magtanong na kayo kasi baka mamaya kung nila magtatanong sa inyo.
Tayo, ma'am. Ma'am, tayo.
Ay, sir, pahabol po, sir.
Oo, pahabol daw.
Sir, do you think Senator Marcos is making a monster out of Speaker Romualdez' nobility and character? Kasi po pag may disaster, he is extending a helping hand. But with these harang words po, kasi may negative impact yan sa public perception. Any comments po?
We are not mind readers, actually. It's hard to guess the intention of the good Senator Marcos, and we have to assume that she's doing it with the best of intentions for our country. In the same way that we should assume that the House Speaker works with the best interests of the Filipino nation heart. So yun lang masasabi ko. It's between them and God. And of course, sa public perception naman po, the achievements and performance of our speaker will speak for themselves. So walang feeling insecure po dito sa House of Representatives. Taas na po kami malinis ang aming hangarin. We're working and doing our part. So I think the Senate should also correspond and medyo tapatan din naman yan. No? Pinagmamalaki nga natin, yes, pati sa rollout ng ating social services sa ating mga distrito. Ang total niyan, meron tayong pondo ng 20 billion pesos sa mga tupad, IX, etc. 80% ng rollout dito sa House of Representatives. Maitanong ko doon sa Senado, 24 naman sila. They have bigger amount ng kanilang social services funds. Parang kailangan pa yata na nilang tapatan. Friendly challenge lang naman po sa kanila na i-roll out natin yung mga social services. Yan po ay ginagawa ng aming House Speaker. Kaya wala akong dahilan kung bakit maging masama ang perception ng taong bayan. Bagkus, alam namin yan sa aming mga distrito, mataas po ang pagtingin at paggalang sa aming Speaker.
Yeah, and also, I think if you want to evaluate the Speaker, check his performance and check the performance of the 19th Congress. Let us not be remiss of the fact that all LEDAC priority measures have been delivered by Congress. All priority legislative agendas have been approved by Congress. The committees are working day and night to make sure bills are properly attended to. When it comes to social services, nakita nyo naman yung ikot ng ating speaker sa iba't ibang mga probinsya para lang siguraduhin na maayos ang implementasyon ng pera ng Kaban ng Bayan pagdating sa services na dinadaloy sa bawat probinsya. Sa madarating na buwan, mag-uumpisa na po kami sa oversight function namin kung saan titingnan po namin ang efficiency ng bawat departamento at ahensya sa paggastos ng kanilang pondo. So if you want to evaluate a person, base it on how he works and base it on the performance and on the output. That will be the best determinant in how you would want to judge one person. At nakikita naman po namin dito, kami bilang congressman, this being my second term, this is the strongest and most united House that I have been a member of.
Ayan guys, grabe. Grabe yung presscon natin ngayon. So nakita nyo na po, wala naman pong ibabago, kundi ang ekonomiya lang po ang kanilang pag-usapan. Kasi nahuhuli na tayo according po sa ating mga kongreso dito. Okay, sa ating mga congressmen dito. So yun po yun guys, yun lang po yung ano nila. So yung RBH 6, so kailangan nila ng urgency. Ayan. Off the record daw.
Kasi bit-bit nito.
Ikaw nagtanong nun. Hindi ako na. Because that's where you will find. Constitution opening. Tingnan mo na lang. Ilang service providers ba? Dalawa na. But I think there seems to be an oligarchy also. Who are trying to put back in control developmental issues that are sinasabi ko lang na yung sinasabi nila kasi di ba may oligarch. Eh, habang tinitingnan ko, parang may oligarch din sa sila. Kung if you want to just put things in perspective. If you want to put things in perspective, why is it dangerous? Why are we not ito si Archie, tagal na rin yung over na.
Okay na? Grabe. Change yung constitution ng ating ekonomiya. Hindi po buo. So, yan guys. Like natin, double tap po dyan. So, yung 3 dots sa taas, upper right, i-like nyo po. Okay? Maraming salamat po. So, mamaya, meron pa? Ma'am Sen, meron pa? Wala na? Wala na sunod? Okay. So, bukas, abangan nyo kami guys. So, meron din tayo pag-usapan bukas. Okay? So, maraming salamat po sa nandito. 123. Okay? Thank you so much. So, kailangan natin ng like. Ang may 3 dot po dyan, i-press nyo po, tapos i-like. Salamat po. Kita-kits po tayo bukas po. God willing. Alright? So, maraming salamat guys. Ito po, nagtatapos ang ating press conference dito po sa House of Representatives. Reporting live, RJ Angeles RN. Okay? So, maraming salamat guys. Thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye. So, i-ano nyo sa mga late na po sila. So, i-ano nyo po, i-review nyo po ulit yung live ko, okay? So, thank you so much.